Hey, Shalom Yasrala, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Ka Halal Yumla Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Wahab Rakah Kodash. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to you, sincere and humble brothers, faithfully and diligently pushing this word with fear and trembling through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Waha Rakah Kodash. All right. And I just wanted to do a quick lesson about purging out uh those imperfections, examining ourselves to purge away those imperfections, man. Because uh I was meditating on this past Saturday's count, and we had some unbelievers, right, come up and trying to debate the gospel of who salvation is for, and several different topics, but chiefly it's the same thing when you're dealing with uh plantation Christianity, which oppresses our people, and that's what we were definitely dealing with. So my thing was, how did we do? you know how did we fare, being uh a fairly new camp? you know we've only been established, the GMS Memphis camp has only been established about a little over a year, you know, and we don't have those chaperones with us anymore. The elder brothers from the Mississippi camp, which set us up to teach in Memphis. The apostle came down in October, and he gave the report to those brothers that they didn't need, to come down every weekend and chaperone us, that we was pretty much established. So, you know, this Saturday was sort of a test. And when I watched the video myself, I told the head brother of the camp, I spoke with him. I said, hey man, I really wasn't, you know, just satisfied, even though we didn't really, just get confounded or anything like that. But my main thing was, we were uh a little bit out of order. We wasn't well composed. And the chief point that I'm trying to make is, we could have did a lot better. We could have been a lot sharper. But that's the process. When you come into this truth, you start out as a child and you have to grow. you know and we are professionals. And one thing that I brought to the attention, of the brothers in my camp, is that when you are a professional at something, and the way that professionals operate is they go back and they examine themselves, man. Whether you're in the NBA, NFL, whatever professional sport that you're in, or whatever profession that it is, period, man. You always go back after the game, and you watch the film. Whether you win or you lose, you watch the film, because even in uh, a victory, there's room for growth. There's things that you could have done better. Okay. Hey, but without further ado, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. I'm gonna bring out a few scriptures. This lesson's not gonna be very long. I'm gonna get directly to the point. Okay. This is 2 Timothy 2 and 21. If a man therefore purge himself from these, he shall be a vessel unto honor, sanctified and meet for the master's use, prepared unto every good work. Right? So you have to prepare yourself, man. And the way that you prepare yourself is you purge yourself of those imperfections. Those different doctrines that are flawed. You sharpen yourself up on them, because there's a lot of doctrines out there, you know, that need to be reproved. And the way that you do that, all right, I'm gonna jump up. This is 2 Timothy 2 and verse 15. Study to show thyself approved unto Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, a workman that needed not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. So you have to study, man. Okay? In any profession, practice makes perfect. Okay? And if you weak on the left hand, you work that left hand, you do 100 left hand layups. If you you know, you slow in and out of your cuts, those are what the true professionals work on. They work on their weaknesses, man. Okay? And us brothers in this faith, being you know, laborers and teachers and you know, seeking to be scholars of this word, the only way that we're going to um, reach those higher levels uh, of understanding, the only way that we're going to perfect our craft is through practice, right? And we have to practice on our weaknesses, you know, purging out those imperfections, man. Okay, because you don't want to get out here on these highways and hedges and be put to shame, man. Okay, you want to represent Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai thoroughly, you know, and accurately. That's why it says rightly dividing the word of truth. Now, that's not meaning that you gotta go out here and make somebody get this thing, because you can't do that. That's beyond our will. I mean, the only way that somebody's going to get it, they have to be given the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai to understand, right? uh, the ears to hear and the eyes to see, which those are spiritual gifts that were given to us, and that's why we understand. But it's one thing when you understand, and it's another thing to be able to communicate understanding to someone else. You know, okay. I'm gonna read up. Uh, Jumping down to verse 20 says, "But in a great house there are not only vessels of gold and of silver, but also of wood, of earth, and some to honor and some to dishonor." Right? So the goal is to become that fine gold and that fine silver, man. You know, that that uh that that hard, malleable, desirable substance. That's what the Most High wants, man. You know, he don't want that wood. Um, he doesn't want that cheap shit in his house, man. Just to put it in layman terms, right? Verse 7, 2 Timothy 3, verse 17, that the man of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai may be perfect, thoroughly furnished unto all good works. Thoroughly furnished, man. You know, meaning that we understand uh, the doctrine, man, thoroughly. You know, all aspects, you know, all aspects that's out there that's inaccurate and deceive our people. We're thoroughly furnished on the understanding of it, and we know how to communicate it. We know how to reproof the these false doctrines, man. Okay, and we also know how to do it in an orderly fashion. You know, because your emotions don't approve the scriptures. The scriptures approve the scriptures. Okay, all right. That's why you have to constantly examine yourself. Examine means to test. You have to constantly test yourself. You have to constantly study. You have to constantly read. You have to constantly watch videos. This is a never ending process, man. That's why it says give diligence to make your calling and election sure, man. Right? All right, this is First Corinthians 11:28. But let a man examine himself, and so let him eat of that bread and drink of that cup. But he that eateth and drinketh unworthily eateth and drinketh damnation to himself, and discerning the Lord's body. I mean, Salaki, not discerning the Lord's body, right? Because you can't just constantly receive and eat and drink and not serve, man. You know, this is you have to get your hands dirty, man. Okay, you have to get out there and you have to teach. You know, you can't just constantly take in and not bring anything, put anything out and bring anything back. You know, it says, "For this cause many are weak and sickly among you, and many sleep." Yeah, because there's not enough laborers, man. Okay, you got guys sitting on their ass, just soaking up all this knowledge and not uh, preparing themselves to go out and teach. You know, and you got guys that's in this thing, uh, particularly in Great Millstone, that's just playing the back, playing the background, so to speak. Just laying low in the shadows, man. Okay, and really are not. They're really not growing. You know, really not training themselves up. Really are not perfecting this word. Really not carrying themselves like professionals, like scholars, man. Okay. It says, "For if we judge ourselves, we should not be judged." Right. You know, and that's the chief person, because you are your biggest enemy, man. Okay, your biggest enemy is yourself. Therefore, you should be examining yourself daily, man. Examining your thoughts. Purging out those demonic, those demons that plant seeds, those demonic thoughts. Which are the seeds that the devil plants, um, you know, on you. You know, whether it be a lazy demon, whether it be a thoughts about your brethren, uh, you know, whatever it may be, you have to purge those thoughts away. And the way that you do it is about maintaining diligent in these scriptures and occupying yourself in the prophecies. That's how you examine yourself. Okay, you do a video, all right, and if you go into something that you're not sure about, even if you go to something you're sure about, you should be watching your own videos, man. Okay, watching your own videos, examining your own lessons, and going back and saying, well, how could I have made this more edifying? Because here at Great Millstone, the chief thing that we do is edify. That's what it's about. Edification, man. You know? But yeah, hey, I'm going to close on that by saying Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Barakatham, Yasharala. All right, Ka Halayim La, Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Waha Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to you, sincere and humble brothers, faithfully and diligently pushing this word with fear and trembling through the spirit and power. Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Waha, Rakah, Kodash.